100 and welcome back to some more Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations to Prosecutor's Path, Turnabout, Target, or excuse me, Ace Attorney Investigations to Prosecutor's Path, the Imprisoned Turnabout. In the previous episode, we were so close to, to pinning Dogen as the murderer, and then we got some new information. Essentially, we need to recheck the video footage and find out what is wrong with it to show what actually happened or something like that. It's kind of a blur what happened last time. So if you like what you see, leave a like down below, comment if you have anything to say, subscribe to me if you haven't already, and share with your friends so they can enjoy this and join in on this investigation. Let's see here. Here. I should have another look at the video. Maybe I'll find something I'll make use of, maybe I'll find something if I make use of the zoom feature. Play it in its entirety. Oh. Is that a hand? It's a hand. What is that? Nope. I know it has something to do with the mirror here. Get that out of the way. The reflection of this person can be seen in this mirror. Is that the cap on his head? Actually, it looks like kind of a cap the prisoner, and it looks kind of like the caps the prison guards wear, sir. You don't think it was a guard who was attacked? Have you received reports of a guard being attacked by an animal? No, not that I've heard, sir. It was someone else wearing a guard's uniform. I see. I have evidence that shows what this cap is. It is... Take that! There was no report of a guard being attacked by an animal. However, we did hear that the guard's uniform was stolen. Putting two and two together, I'd say this was a disguise. For the purpose of a prison escape. Disguise as a guard? It sounds like it could have been successful, sir. Huh? Speaking of prison escapes... Indeed, that person certainly was successful. If the person in this video is not Knightley, then perhaps that black shadow was not a dog either. You zoom in, it should be able to see its real shape, sir. What part of the video is strange? Alright, so we know that it wasn't nightly. Stop. Okay. This is... I fear we have made a grave miscalculation. This animal, this silhouette, no matter how you look at it, it's not a dog. This animal is... looks like a cat. The silhouette is definitely a cat. Nope. No matter how hard I try, Uncle Rick can't see a cat. I was being serious. Nope. So it is a bear. Oy vey, alright. I was trying to go on. I mean, it did look like a cat for a bit. Alright, fine, it's a bear. Oh, it's a fucking panda bear. From the silhouette, I'd say this animal's not a dog, but a bear. So then, in that photo I took, those footprints must have belonged to this bear, yes. Did you see a bear? Yes, that man is the first to come to mind. We were all under the impression the person in this video is Knightley. But it's his cell after all. Why would it be anyone else? That line of logic no longer holds. Remember, the tunnel under his bed. It's possible whoever used this tunnel is the one in this video. It certainly seems to answer that question. Just who is the person in this video? The person in this video is... Take that! The person wearing the guard's uniform is the escaped prisoner, J. Elbert. The probability is extremely high. His pet is a polar bear cub. But the bear hair is black. With evidence that can explain this matter. The reason the polar bear became black is... We do have evidence, I just need to find it. Perhaps it's not what I think it was. Is it the rubber glove? Take that! Think back to Frank Samud's testimony. That is the rubber glove I dropped. Where did the model on the glove come from? Ah, that's the mud for my mud packs. At the time I was practicing applying my mud packs. Could you tell me when this took place on the day of the incident? Since the animal show had started, I'd say it was around 9 AM. The mud packs turned the animal bodies pitch black, and my heart was pure white. I was totally engrossed with covering the animals in mud. During the animal shows, Mr. Seward was applying mud packs to the animals. So then, among those animals, was this polar bear. Yes. Prosecutor Edgeworth, there's a huge contradiction in your argument. Security camera footage. Objection! Judge Courtney, you are quite right. So which used the mud packs during the animal show? Knowing this, a new contradiction in the video comes to light. A new contradiction? Okay, do you know when this footage was taken? It was after the mud packs were used that was put around 9 AM. In that case, you should notice something strange about this video. Huh? What's so strange about it? The strange thing that contradicts the time this video was taken is... Oh. I wouldn't have seen that before. Take that! Oops. Take that! The time Sawit covered the polar bear with mud was around 9 AM, which means the video should also have been taken at 9 AM. However, the timestamp reads 6 AM. On that day, the prisoners went to the courtyard to watch the animal show. At this time, only 3 people remained behind. Dugan in the special cell, Sawit in the workroom applying his mud packs, and one who put his escape plan into motion at that moment, J. Elbert. Elbert had left the polar bear in Sawit's care and entered the secret tunnel. However, the bear escaped from Sawit and followed it after its owner. And just as he was chasing after the escaped bear, Sawit happens to witness the dog pulling the murder weapon out of the body. If Sawit's testimony is correct, this video must have been taken around 9 AM. However, the timestamp is off by 3 hours. Why would the timestamp be off like that? Detective Gumshoe, I'd like you to examine the security camera. Sorry to keep you waiting, sir. I asked all the guards and... It seems the camera's power was cut off for a moment, throwing off the timestamp. What? The camera's an old model, so if it loses power, the clock stops as well. In that case, this means the camera's power was cut for 3 hours. While I'm at it, I got some more information for you, sir. You heard that Knightley denied stealing the key, right? It seems nobody would believe the words of a criminal, but, Knightley testified I was knocked out too. That may not necessarily be a lie. My, say, Making progress in your investigation, can I be of any help? Actually, Warden Roland, there is something we must report to you. The escaped prisoner, J. Elbert, is most likely still inside the prison. He had disguised himself. Here's the proof. The person visible in this security photo is Elbert. So perhaps he's still in this very building. Come to think of it, didn't Mr. Elbert have a bracelet like the other prisoners? The bracelet would have been concealed under the uniform sleeves. Moreover, the prison's main gate does not have a sensor to detect bracelets. All you would have to do is avoid any doors with sensors inside the prison. That's right, so if you didn't enter the cells or the vac rooms, could one of you guys be J. Elbert? Ah, Raki! It would seem that Rocky has answered that question for us. Rocky, this is all your fault! The little guy loves you so much, it's inevitable. Right then, seize him at once. Wait, there's something we must hear from this prisoner. It's necessary if we are to find the truth. I'd like permission to interrogate him. Understood. What do you want out of me? Albert's escape route is linked to Knightley's cell, so it's highly likely he knows something about the crime. I'd like to ask you about the day the body was found. When the body was found. So it was you guys. You were the ones who found out my secret tunnel. It took me ages to dig that. The day the body was found was the day I planned to escape. I was in disguise. Then Rocky followed after me. But he was all covered in mud. I panicked and returned to my cell. Damn, if only you guys hadn't shown up, and only Knightley hadn't died. You say you dug the tunnel. What did you use to dig it? Oh, that. Just hammers, and spoons, stuff like that. I bought them from the supplier, but it was all for nothing. No need to lose your temper. There's always next time. On the day of the incident, it's possible that Elbert met Knightley while he was alive. I'll have to listen to his testimony carefully. So it was you guys. You were the ones who found my secret tunnel. It took me ages to dig that. Seems a little short. So, you dug that hole alone? You're damn right I did. Could a tunnel like that really be dug by one person? Wow, such a wasted effort. A kid like you wouldn't understand. Never rely on others. Never let others see you. Those are the rules we live by in here. Well, as a great thief, I kind of see where you're coming from. Okay? Don't agree with him. No, I was just joking. Well, I wasn't. Damn, why'd it have to come to this? The day the body was found was the day I had planned to escape. I was in disguise. Then Rocky followed after me. Hold it! When did you first realize he was following you? When I got out of the tunnel. Just when I thought I pulled it off. Damn! Didn't you notice anything when you entered the tunnel? I wasn't there at the time. I knew he would follow me if he was around. This is my chance, I thought. Just my luck. Damn it. Just harsh words. Poor Rocky. I can't help it. Said it was his fault too. It's like yesterday, always clinging on to me. He was all covered in mud, so I panicked and returned to my cell. Hold it. You didn't consider just making a run for it. I would have if I could, but the mud would have given me away. It's not like I get another chance like this. So I had to proceed with caution. In the end, he was exposed by his own mouth. It's possible that Albert met nightly before he died. I should listen to his testimony carefully and review the evidence. Okay. I don't think so. Oh, objection. Damn it. Mr. Albert, I'd like you to take a look at this piece of evidence. It looks like Mr. Albert's busy chasing the flies, not listening at all. Ugh. Doesn't feel like listening. In that case, I'll make him pay attention with a straight punch. Let's settle this. I feel like that's the one, though. Did you obtain the guard's uniform from the supplier, too? Yeah, that's right. Seems you got it by threatening the guard. The guy went and stole it from someone's locker. So when you went through the tunnel, you were already dressed like a guard? No, to ensure that the clothes wouldn't get stained with mud, I carried them with me. Once I got out of the hole and changed clothes, getting out of the cell door was simple. And that's when Rocky ran up and jumped me. It must be the moment the security camera captured. I see. Could you add that to your testimony? Once I got out of the hole and changed clothes, getting out of the cell doors was simple. During the attack, the key was stolen. A search of nightly cell was carried out, but the key was not found. I gotta make sure I'm doing that right though. Hold it! Getting out of the cell door was simple, you say? Yeah, compared to going through the tunnel, it was very simple. You inhabit a prison, yet you know the layout of the detention center quite well. What's so wrong about that? Sure, I've been through the detention center too. In that case, you should have known about it from the start. When Knightley was in his cell, the cell door would have been locked, which means that there was one piece of evidence needed. Okay, it was that. Objection! You say it was simple getting through the cell door. Yeah, that's right. You got a problem with that? Even though you managed to arrive at Knightley's cell, opening the door wasn't so simple. How did you intend to unlock this door? J. Elbert, you had the key to Knightley's cell. I ain't got nothing like that. That's it. It was open. It was already unlocked when I got there. Objection. Indeed, the cell was vacant after Knightley's death, which is why, at the time we conducted our investigation, it was unlocked. Your successful escape attempt occurred after Knightley's death, so the door would have been open. However, you had tried to escape once before then. The plan was forward thanks to Rocky. The video shows it. Yes, that was during the animal show, before Knightley's death was known, and the cell door was locked because no one knew he was dead. Without the key to Knightley's cell, your escape would have been impossible. That means it can't be. It's exactly what you think. In the case of the stolen key, the culprit is J. Elbert. You were the one who attacked the guard, weren't you? The guard and Knightley too, in order to steal the cell key. It wasn't me. I don't know any Knightley. After stealing the key, you returned to your cell as a precautionary measure. Then, you waited for a time when the prison would be mostly vacant. That was just before Knightley's death became known, in other words, during the animal show. But in the end, the plan was foiled thanks to Rocky. If you don't screw with me, if you still don't have any evidence, I'll still win by decision. Besides, it was that Knightley guy who attacked the guard, right? I think not. Regarding the theft of the keys, Knightley was the victim. This proves Knightley was the victim who was attacked in his cell. Take that! In Knightley's cell, there were traces of his blood, which had been wiped away. I believe this is more than enough proof Knightley was attacked in his cell. You attacked those two people and stole the key, didn't you? Never thought you'd find the bloodstain and wiped away with newspaper. Why would you go through all that trouble wiping the bloodstain? In the hands of Knightley and the guard too, there was obvious signs of a scuffle, you know? The bloodstains were uncovered. They found out there was another attacker. And if anyone looked around the bed, the tunnel I dug would have been discovered. So you were trying to buy more time for your escape attempt. I'm afraid to say that your plan still ended a failure. Now then, hand over the keys to Knightley's cell. Knockout punch. No way. How could an amateur like you knock me out? Here, I got the keys right here. Hold it. If you have that key, then that means... That's right, Judge Courtney. You reasoned that Knightley stole the key and used it to leave his cell. From there, he entered Mr. Keith's cage and was moved to the workroom. However, the very foundation of that hypothesis has collapsed. I see. In that case, there was only one person who could have moved Knightley. The criminal must have been someone who knew about the secret tunnel. Hey, are you suggesting... J. Albert, you under arrest, pal. Wait, I didn't do nothing. Sure, I knocked out the two guys, then I stole the keys. And after that, I waited for the perfect time to enter the guy's cell. But the cell was empty then. There was no dead body either. And also, how could I have gotten into the workroom? I couldn't even leave my own cell, right? It's true, you only had the key to Knightley's cell. But, there's also Dugan's dog. What? If it had been possible for the dog to carry the body from the cell to the workroom. I see. So you're saying that there was an accomplice. crime would have been possible if Elbert and Dogan were working together. It's perfectly plausible. Somehow, Elbert managed to carry Knightley's body to his own cell. And then, the dog must have carried it to the workroom. That's right, because all the animals can move freely in the prison. But that's not the case with the path between the detention center and the prison. The only one who could use that route was you, J. Elbert. What there was another route that you didn't know about? There couldn't have been. The tunnel is a straight path, is it not? Yeah, seems like it. I didn't have enough time to dig any more than I did. I only dug halfway up to the corridor. What? You mean to say that you didn't dig the entire tunnel? When I got to that cell, the tunnel was already there. There was a tunnel linking my cell to the well. Looking down the well from the courtyard, there's no mistaking it. They have always been connected. If I just continued the tunnel with my digging... What was that hole doing in there in the first place? Who knows? Maybe another inmate dug it in an attempt to escape. Or maybe the animals dug it. Maybe they wanted to drink from the well? That's highly doubtful. There's no water in that well anymore. It's all dried up. Wait a minute. That's it! For some reason, that well gave off a nice scent. A nice scent? I don't know what it was, but it smelled sweet, like candy. This scent, I believe we come across it before. We know this scent from the body. Take that! Knightley's body was giving off a sweet candy-like scent. We used a police dog to track that scent, and that led us to discover the tunnel. By any chance, could this be the same scent as well? Prosecutor Edgeworth, I know what you're trying to say. That the scent proves that the body was carried down through the tunnel. Exactly. And, J. Elbert, you were the only one who could have used the tunnel. Thank you, Mr. Elbert. I'm very grateful to you. At last the truth comes to light. Mr. Elbert, wouldn't it be wise to confess now? To be an accomplice, I mean. Don't tell me even you suspect me too. Judge Courtney, it seems you and I have come to the same conclusion. Not at all. Our thoughts on this matter are still quite different. Mr. Elbert was certainly an accomplice, but an accomplice to Horace Knightley. Huh? What do you mean? Mr. Elbert did not move the body. He simply lent the victim his keys. What? It would seem Mr. Elbert did indeed strike Mr. Knightley on the head. However, Mr. Knightley was not knocked out. The two must have made him a little negotiation. Negotiation? For Mr. Knightley's escape to plan to work, he would have needed the keys to his cell. Sorry, a little indigestion. And so they negotiated. I didn't negotiate nothing. Oh, you still intend to deny it? I see. So in other words, we're back where we started. Mr. Elbert opened the cell to the door and Mr. Knightley entered Mr. Key's cage. And then, he was moved into the prison. Of course, and he was killed in the prison workroom. Weren't you listening? The scent on the body shows it must have been moved through the tunnel. Knightley was moved from the detention center through the tunnel. Please wait until someone is finished before speaking. I do not claim he wasn't moved through the tunnel. What? You don't? The scent shows that the body was moved through the tunnel. However, that does not mean it didn't come from the detention center. Came from the detention center. What do you mean? I'm sure that sure sounds like a contradiction to me. Isn't there one more possibility? In the well in the courtyard, it's possible the body was dropped down from there. The courtyard? Ah, the well in the courtyard! Mr. Keys carried off the cage, not to the workroom, but to the courtyard. Mr. Knightley was killed in the courtyard and his body was dropped down the well. And then the body at the bottom of the well was moved by Mr. Dugan's dog. Now, there's one thing I'd like you to all to remember. Before the body was discovered, what was happening in the courtyard? The animal show, right? Regina and Simon were there. Wait, Simon? Ah! I see you understand. Who then dropped the body down the well? That's Courtney. She's a tough opponent. Her flexible way of thinking enables her to adapt and come up with her own deductions. Mr. Knightley was not carried to the workroom but to the courtyard, and Mr. Keyes was off the stage for 15 minutes. That was when he dropped Mr. Knightley down the well. It's as simple as that. Objection! Judge Courtney, your reasoning is sound, I'll admit that. However, let's say that the body was dropped down the well. That didn't have to be done during the show. It could have happened at a different time. Alright, we're going to end off the episode here. Running a little long. And in the next episode of Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations 2 Prosecutor's Path, the Imprisoned Turnabout, we are going to go and battle it out with Judge Courtney once more. I will see you guys later.